With the passage of this bill today, it's pretty clear that we're sending a message to the Democrat-controlled Senate. It's time to do your job. And the principle, I think, is pretty simple. No budget, no pay. Listen, American families have to do a budget. They understand you can't continue to spend money that you don't have. We're committed to doing a budget on the House side, a budget that'll balance over the next 10 years. It's time for the Senate and the President to show the American people how they're willing to balance the budget over the next 10 years. The sequester is going to go into effect on March 1st unless there are cuts and reforms that get us on a plan to balance the budget over the next 10 years. It's as simple as that.
How do you feel that this strengthens your hand? I mean, Senator Reid was emphatic in his praise for you earlier in the day here. Do you think that, what do you make of them coming around here all of a sudden?
Listen, after 4 years, I'm glad the Senate has finally decided to act. Because there was no indication they were going to do a budget until we announced last week that we were going to move this bill that said pass a budget or no pay. And so I'm glad they're going to join the debate, but it's time for us to get serious about how, over the next 10 years, we balance this budget and put America on a sustainable fiscal path.
You have reached, under duress, various agreements over the last couple of years with Democrats over this stuff, budget agreements that have the force of law. How does non-binding budget resolution, getting the Senate to do that, increase the chances of a bipartisan, bicameral agreement on debt? How does it make that easier?
If both chambers have a budget, Democrat budget from the Senate, Republican budget from the House, now you've got competing visions for how we address this problem. Out of those competing visions, we're going to find some common ground. I'm hopeful that puts us on a path to balance the budget over the next 10 years.